Greetings from the Arthrex Global Headquarters in Naples, Florida. Special thanks to the Florida Chamber of Commerce for the invitation to share how the partnership between Florida Gulf Coast University and Arthrex brings value to students, our local community, to the state of Florida and well beyond. My name is Dennis O'Keefe and I serve as the Vice President of Communications at Arthrex. And next to me is Alex Vanderlee, a senior at FGCU, Go Eagles, and currently a member of the Arthrex Sterilization and Biocompatibility team. Next to Alex is Dr. Ashkal Timur, FGCU Vice President and Vice Provost for Strategy and Program Innovation, and Meg Hart, who leads our Arthrex Corporate Engagement team. And last but not least, Dr. Sean Felton, FGCU Interim Dean of the Marieb College of Health and Human Services. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Dr. Timur, Southwest Florida is well known for its beaches, its warm weather, and natural beauty, and especially as a retirement destination. But as a result, our industries have become historically about tourism, hospitality, retail trade, construction, healthcare, et cetera. But recently, emerging fields and industries are leading tremendous economic growth across the region. For example, Arthrex, a global medical leader in orthopedic product development and medical education, is headquartered right here in Southwest Florida. And we currently have over 500 positions that are open that we're trying to fill. So the challenge for us has been finding employees here with the skills the jobs require. And sometimes we, of course, call that the skills gap. Dr. Timur, FGCU has recognized this challenge and developed really unique strategies to respond to them. Can you elaborate?
The most important point is, as a comprehensive regional university, FGCU is always listening to our employers in the region and understand the needs and expectations for workforce development. So our strategy is really based on listening to the employers and industry leaders and respond to the needs, creating and developing programs in collaboration with them. So especially with Arthrex, it has been wonderful to sit down together and really recognize these skills gaps and define them and recognize these competencies and what we can do to address them. So that is how our Power of And micro-credentialing and digital badges initiative was born. So FGCU has a very strong academic curriculum with outstanding faculty. We prepare our students with all these degree programs for all careers, but at the same time, with the changes in technology and the very fast pace of work environment, we are finding gaps, and we are filling those gaps through these innovative micro-credentialing programs. So it is your degree, you are studying your core knowledge, skills, and abilities in your academic degree programs, and the specific industry expectations and the competencies necessary to find careers in that area. So that's how the Power of And prepares students for a variety of careers in the fields.
Fantastic. So, Dr. Felton, let's bring you into the conversation. There are 4 facets to earning the micro-credentialing badge. The medical device industry course itself, which is a semester long. There's a comprehensive assessment for each student, a written paper, and then finally an in-person oral presentation. Can you take a second to highlight each of those?
Absolutely, Dennis, and thanks for the question. To highlight what Dr. Timur was talking about, it was very important when we set up our micro-credential digital badging process that we respected the actual course curricula and the faculty. And as Dr. Timur alluded to, the Power of And was very important to highlight here. We've said oftentimes through this micro-credential digital badging process that the badges are not for everyone, and this is true here. I'll take you a little bit through the course. Usually we've had about 30 students each semester. This upcoming semester, I believe we're at 45. And we'll usually have about half of those students that will elect to do the badging process following the class. It's about a 6-week process following the class. So the first requisite, as you alluded to, was the medical device industry course. That course is open to the entire university community, and all students can enroll in that, not just a health-related student. And I think we've been able to see a lot of great students from maybe communication studies or marketing studies that has great skills in those areas, but then they've been able to understand the medical device industry from a 30,000-foot level. So the first requisite is to obviously get a B or better in that course. That allows that student to be eligible. Then following the semester, they take a competency examination of the 5 industry-specific built competencies that we've worked together with you all to develop. I would parallel this to any other healthcare field, i.e. nursing or physical therapy, where you take an examination to show your knowledge, skills, and abilities that Dr. Tamura alluded to at the end of your curriculum. So they take the examination. If they pass that with an 80 or better, they move through to the next piece of a written comprehensive paper highlighting one of the products and taking it through one of the competencies that we've developed together. If they pass that area, then they move into the oral presentation. With our industry partners here, we typically have 9 to 10 Arthrex employees in the room, 2 to 3 academics else in the room from Florida Gulf Coast University. So it's a very unique experience for the student that it really allows them an opportunity to get real life experience by going through the badging process.
Alex, as a current FGCU student and one who's completed the course and actually earned the microcredentialing badge, what experiences have you taken away from taking the course, earning the badge, and now as you look at yourself in a position here at Arthrex working as an employee, can you kind of summarize all that for us?
Yeah, definitely. I have nothing but good things to say about the course. When I first started, I had no idea about the medical device industry and what that all entails. And the first day, my mind immediately changed and I was hooked. Compared to my other courses with this specific medical device industry course, there's not a textbook. It's just based on Arthrex representatives coming in and talking about what they do on a daily basis.
I actually have a question for you with regards to the microcredentialing process.
Sure.
So it's one thing to get through a self-assessment and to write a paper, but then you had the tall task of coming to the Arthrex Global Headquarters and giving that presentation in front of a number of Arthrex professionals. Maybe share that experience and how that's helped maybe you grow personally.
Yeah, that experience was a tough one, to say the least. You got to really put the work in to complete the badge and to actually receive the badge. The paper itself, you have to do a lot of research to compare with the competencies. And as a marketing major and talking about anatomy and that sort of thing was a very new aspect of my learning.
It's fantastic to hear. So Dr. Felton, there's Alex's feedback, which has been very enlightening and we've all appreciated. When you look at across the landscape of students that have not only taken the course but also achieved the microcredentialing badge as well, what's been the feedback from those students? And as you kind of analyze the initiative altogether, where are you left at?
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. I think, as anything, and, being a healthcare professional myself, you're always looking for quality improvement. And, you're on a road to excellence. So each semester for any course, we identify what went well, what didn't go as well as possible. And, we've moved a long way in about the 3 years that we have been doing the class here now. I think the feedback, I often get what Alex has described as it was one of the most unique classes they've had. And I think what's been special about it is that we've respected the academic piece of it, of having your typical academic assignments throughout, but then this additive of being able to have experts from the field coming in to describe that area. And it's enlightened all of our students in terms of saying how much there truly goes into the medical device industry. Many students might think that it's only about sales or whatnot, but to see the vastness of the industry has been probably the most enlightening.
I am so impressed to hear, Alex, that from a marketing major taking medical device industry microcredential, now finding a career of passion. Am I hearing that right?
Correct.
So that is wonderful. I think creating that kind of awareness for students and giving them and introducing them these different opportunities in the industry through these micro-credentials are very rewarding. That's how I see it.
Meg, so why don't you take a second to take us behind the scenes from a business perspective with regards to the partnership between FGCU and Arthrex and what this experience has meant to us and why it's been so important.
Well, thanks, Dennis. First of all, I have to say that the Arthrex partnership and with FGCU is really incredible and special. And it's gone on for a long time. In fact, we have over 140 Arthrex employees who are alumni from FGCU. There was conversations about how to bring Arthrex to the FGCU campus to bring awareness to this institution that we have an amazing partner right here in their backyard. We came to FGCU for Arthrex Day, and Arthrex Day has continued on. We do it every single year. In fact, it's coming up in February, and we bring our professionals to the campus so the students can ask questions, find out what a day in the life is like for a professional, and what it takes, what kind of information they would need to know to get into a career. And then we all sat down, the leaders of FGCU and the leaders of Arthrex, and by leaders, I mean a lot of leaders, including our president and founder, Reinhold Schmieding, who was in the conversations with us, discussing what kind of content we wanted to put into the curriculum. And putting that curriculum together with our partner made it so easy to streamline the process, to understand what the course entailed and what we were going to be essentially teaching these students.
Maybe a group question here. For those in the audience that are very interested in developing a similar type of program, what would you say are the most important aspects of developing that, not only the partnership, but the program itself between academia and business?
It is a true partnership. So it was so important, it has been so important for us to understand the competencies needed to be successful in medical device industry. So this type of exercise helped us to model this approach. When the students earn the digital badge, I think we forgot to mention about that, they are guaranteed for an interview at Arthrex. So that is a kind of an important pathway for our students. It's a kind of having a competitive advantage, and I think that has been a wonderful partnership for us.
Additional thoughts?
I would agree with Dr. Tamura. I think, though, the most important piece is to make sure that you have what the industry partner needs as well. I think both the student recognizing what the digital or micro-credential digital badge provides, but then also for the employer or the industry partner to appreciate the rigor behind that.
That's fantastic. Meg, did you have a thought to add?
Yeah, I wanted to just add, as the employer, it was really also important for us to be heard. And so when we had a change that we wanted to make, when we realized we were missing something, or we wanted to add something, or we saw value in, for example, bringing the students to us, letting them see our manufacturing facility, letting them tour our logistics center, and then, of course, bringing our professionals in front of them in person. That was very important to us. And any changes that we made along the way, of course, FGCU was there with open arms to make those changes and listen to what we thought would really value the course, that the students would really take away from.
Dr. Felton, what enhancements have been made to the program since its inception, and what do you see as other possible future enhancements?
So Meg talked about how we've continually partnered, identifying what's working, what's not working, what content needs to be moved, and we did a formal mentor program to connect our students with an employee or a professional here at Arthrex, and then we had a reflection journal placed within that as well. And it provided them some once again, real world experiences hearing from the professionals here at Arthrex. So that's phenomenal. I think the moving forward, we'll continue to look at, as the industry continues to change, what content do we need to highlight more? What content do we not need to leave? But Meg, other thoughts there as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to add about the mentorship program. We put that into place to be able to give students the opportunity to interact, and it was almost kind of like a trial interview, if you will. And we had a really amazing response from the students in that experience, really understanding what, again, back to the day in the life of, but talking to them. But where else can you have a class full of students of all different majors? And we were able to match every single one of them up, maybe with somebody from finance, or somebody from communications, or somebody from marketing, or research, and so on. And those students could, of course, interact. Some of them didn't know what they wanted to do. They were younger in their years at FGCU, and this was a great exploratory option for them to go in and ask questions and see if this is even a field that may be somewhere they wanted to head down.
Dr. Tamura, final thoughts?
Yes, having these conversations constantly, sitting at the table with industry leaders and with our outstanding faculty together, how we prepare our students for the future of work, the new positions coming in. So we just realized recently that maybe we should be adding the second micro-credentialed in medical device, but more of the professional sales side. So now that program is in the works, and we're working on some of the logistics and how we're going to do it. But again, constantly sitting together, discussing of the changes that are happening in the industry, and as the university, responding these needs and preparing our students for the careers in the industry this way, I think it is just so wonderful.
Thanks. Alex?
I am very appreciative of the partnership between FGCU and Arthrex. If it wasn't a thing, I don't know where I'd be at today. It's opened many doors for me, and I can only see me going up from here.
Absolutely. Meg?
Dennis, I just wanted to add that our Arthrex and FGCU partnership extends outside of the medical device course. This has kind of opened the doors to other opportunities. FGCU has reached out to us many times, and I always pick up the phone and, of course, try to fit into wherever we can on campus. Our professionals love going there and being guest lecturers. We even have a PA day here on campus at Arthrex, where we bring PA students to Arthrex so that they can see what we do here, job opportunities of our past PAs that are now Arthrex employees. And lastly, I want to mention that we are also involved in a lot of capstone projects, and the students actually work on a semester-long project where at the end they present to Arthrex employees. So it's another way that students can get the experience of public speaking. We do that for bioengineering as well. So Arthrex has kind of found their way around the FGCU campus in a lot of different areas, and I'm sure our partnership will continue to expand.
Absolutely.
And I need to add one more thing from the faculty side, right, Dr. Felton? So based on our experience with this creative and innovative programming and credentialing, we just recently published a paper in one of the academic journals to share our experience with other institutions that this is a important way or a great way to really prepare our students for different types of careers that they never thought about before.
Congratulations.
Right, Alex?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Dr. Felton?
Yeah, final thoughts is that we're so fortunate to have a great global company in Southwest Florida here, as Dr. Tamor alluded to, as a young 25-year-old regional comprehensive institution. We're making a difference in our community, working with a great global partner, and we're just so fortunate that the partnership is continually to evolve, and look forward to where we continue to move here.
And we very much appreciate that, and thank you for it. Well, with that, thank you all for sharing your insights and excitement for the power of and thank you for your interest in learning. Dr. Tamor and Felton are happy to be contacted to further discuss the program and answer any follow-up questions you may have. They can be reached at the contact information on the screen. Thank you.